Hi everyone, and welcome to a Teamdash workshop. I'm Carina, the community manager, and today we will talk about asynchronous video interviews. But before I dive in, let me briefly introduce Teamdash as well. So Teamdash is an easy-to-use platform for applicant tracking, recruitment marketing, and video interviewing, which is what we're going to talk about today. So as a recruiter, you can do everything in one place. And it's also the most customizable recruitment software on the market, which means that every project can be designed according to your needs with custom automations exactly as you need them. And as most of you are in the middle of choosing an ATS for your team, I recommend booking a product tour with us to learn more. The link will be in the chat. Okay, so let's dive in. So today we will take a look at what asynchronous video interviews are, what their benefits are, and I will also go over our latest case study where we hired a junior customer success manager and used that tool. And then we will go into Teamdash and I will show you how to set this tool up in your hiring project, also how to record the interview questions, and then automate all the invites and all the different little actions within the project. So when we talk about asynchronous video interviews, it's essentially an interview form where the questions are pre-recorded. So you as a recruiter or a hiring manager, you pre-record the questions at your own time, and then the candidate also records their answers whenever suitable for them. So that's what makes it asynchronous. And they can either use their phone camera or record the answers on their computer. And this is usually done through a recruitment software such as Teamdash. And this form of interview is good for assessing communication, language, and public speaking skills. So for the roles that require very good self-expression. We have used those for entry-level roles, also customer-facing positions, different roles in sales and marketing, also for assistants, interns, project managers, and team leads. So those people who really need good communication skills and good self-expression skills. What are the benefits of asynchronous video interviews? It saves a lot of time. You can send the invites out up to 100 candidates if you wish, or even more, and you can do it all at once and then watch their 1 to 2 minute responses. And all of this will take you around 3 hours, let's say, versus spending 30 minutes on one candidate, doing the screening call, taking the notes, sharing them with the hiring manager, then the hiring manager goes over them. That'll take around 30 minutes per person. So within three hours, you get to go through 6 people. So this is kind of to show you the proportion of how time effective this type of interviews can be. You will also give a chance to a bigger number of candidates, since you can send out the invites to so many and go through them so fast, and also therefore choose from a bigger pool of candidates. And most of us prefer to watch videos rather than go through different CVs, including hiring managers. And also, we know that not everyone knows how to put together a very good CV, so a 30-second video will give much more information to us than simply a CV. And also the communication will be faster for candidates because we can go through all the applications and the recordings faster. So the candidates will also find out earlier whether they've made it to the next round or not. And here's a little overview of our latest hiring project. So we hired a junior customer success manager. So here you can see the first row shows the number of candidates we had. At the top, there are all the stages we had in this project. And yes, so the first row is the number of candidates we had. The second is the conversion rate, so the percentage of the candidates from the previous round who made it to the next stage. And then the last row is how many days they spent in that stage. So from here, you can see that within 3 days after submitting their CV, they already found out whether they are invited for the next one or not. And then from the asynchronous video interview stages, we sent the invite out to 49 people. So over a half of the applicants, we could give a chance to show more of them. And during that process, 82% of the people to whom we sent the invites also sent their responses. So oftentimes people aren't sure about using that tool because they're afraid that they will lose a lot of candidates within this stage. However, this turnout is really good. And as you can also see that they spent around 7 days, so a week, recording the responses, and then within a week they also found out whether they made it to the video call stage or not. So as you can see, constant communication with the candidate, they're kept up to date, and the process moved really fast. And we also asked them to rate how likely they are to recommend this candidate experience to their friend, colleague, or an acquaintance. And our candidate NPS score came out to be 85, which is really good if you think about the fact that this score can vary from -100 to 100. So this is a very good candidate experience as well. And using this tool rather improves it than damages it. And the feedback that we've gotten from the candidates, they've said that this is very innovative. And when a company uses that, it means that as a company, they're also probably innovative. So yeah, the communication is fast, and it's just an interesting experience for a candidate as well. So here's just a little illustration of how effective that tool can be. But now it's time for a demo. I will switch screens and we will jump into Teamdash, and I will show you how to set this tool up in your hiring process. Just a second, bear with me. Okay, here we are. Now we will jump into our Talent Whisperer project again. And this is a role, essentially, they're a psychic recruiter who need to have good self-expression skills and communication skills as well. So this is why we're using that tool to hire that person. Now, this is what the project looks like. And today we are going to focus on 3 stages. So first, the person applies, the submissions, all the submissions fall into this stage here. Then we first take a look at the CV, see who are suitable candidates and who are not. And then we will go into the asynchronous video interview stage. So the 3 stages that we're going to focus on is where we send the invite, so the people who we would like to invite to the interview stage, to the asynchronous video interview stage, then the stage where they have sent the responses, and then the rejection stage. So we will be working in those 3 stages and adding different tasks and automation, basically automations to each of those stages. So in this first one, we will set up an automation where the invitation will be sent automatically to the candidate. Then we will also set up a reminder for them. And once they have sent their responses, there will be an automation that will take this candidate and drop them to the next stage. And so this is the stage where we have already received the responses from those candidates. And we want to confirm that we have received the responses. So we will here automate a message that will be sent to them confirming that we got their answers. And then in the rejection, also jumping back to where we have received the responses, we will also add another automation that will ping the hiring manager to let them know that we have new information and invite them to take a look at those videos. And then in the third stage that we're going to focus on today, we will automate a rejection letter. So let's get started with the first one. In order to send the invite and send the questions, we need to make those questions first or record the questions first. So we will go into the asynchronous video interview creator tool. So here you click on those three dots and then we land in the tool. So here you can see all the questions that you have previously recorded. So these can be for all the different projects that you have. I have pre-recorded some questions just to make this workshop go smoother, but I will show you the tool how to create them as well. So you will click on this green button here, Add Video Interview, and start creating it. It's very easy. So first we have to name the video interview. So this will be, you can just write down the role. Then you can choose how many times the candidate can record their responses. It can be unlimited. They can do it. They can re-record as many times as they wish, but you can also choose between 1 to 4 attempts. So let's say we want to give them 2 attempts. If the first one won't go very well, they can try again. Now we move on to the question block. So here, this block is just one question. First, you can choose whether you're going to ask the question in a video form, or you can also ask it in a text form. We recommend using the video form since the candidate is going to reply as a video. It would be great if you meet them at the eye level and also record a video of yourself, and it will also be much more personal. Then before you start recording the question, you can also choose how much time the candidate has to reply to your question. So this can vary from 30 seconds to 6 minutes. So choosing that time, keep in mind that you have to watch all of those answers as well. So for the sake of the demo, let's choose 1 minute. And now we get to the stage where you can record your question. However, if you have pre-recorded it on your phone or in some other form, you can also upload it from here. But it's very easy to do it all in here. So you would just start recording, click record. And now it's recording and I'm going to ask my question. And once I have asked it, I will stop the recording and I can immediately play it as well to see if I'm happy with it. Okay. That's exactly what I just said. And I'm happy with it. That if I'm happy with it, I will click confirm. If I'm not, I can discard the video and record again. And once you click confirm, it'll save it and upload it to the platform. And that's that. So this is your first question done. Now, if you click on the plus, you can add as many questions as you wish. And choose change the order of all of those questions as well. However, when it comes to the number of questions, we recommend using up to 4 because it does take a candidate quite a lot of time and effort to reply to all of those. And again, you need to go through all of them as well. So up to 4 questions is okay. And let's say you have recorded all the questions, you will click save. However, since I have pre-recorded the questions here to save the time, we won't save it. But let's say this is done. Very easy. Again, you start with the title, choose the number of attempts, and then in which form you are going to ask the question, video or text, and how long the candidate has time to respond. Now, we go back to the project in order to start sending out the invites to the candidates, or rather set an automation so that every time I add a candidate to that stage, the invite will be sent out automatically, so I don't have to do that manually each time. Now, in order to set an automation, as you can see in this project, I already have some automation set, so they will appear as those green buttons. In order to start setting that, here's 3 dots in each stage. We're going to click on that, and here's the set automatic stage action. And we've got a lot of different actions, but right now we're going to focus on the video interview automation. So here again, you start with the action title, action name. This is just something that you will see. The candidates won't see that. Asynchronous video interview invite. Now, to trigger that automation, we need to choose when this automation will be triggered, whether it's a button on stage, but for us, it's good if we set the automation as after this candidate has spent some time in this stage. So after they've been on the stage, in this stage for 5 minutes, we will send out the invite. Now, the invite is in the form of an email, so you can either start writing the email invite from scratch in here at the subject and the message body, and then you can save it as a template later and name it here. But I have prepared some templates today, so I will use one of those. So select a template. We have an invitation for an asynchronous video interview here. As I promised to share some of the message templates with you as well, we can go through them here. So this is an invite or an invitation. And it's important when you send the invitation that you give more context. What is it going to be about? What are we assessing? Because if it's just a very short message, that's where the candidate can get confused, can have some fears, and maybe not follow through with the task. So here it's very important as well to include the link to that interview. Now, in order to know which link will appear here, we also need to choose the video interview. So the message and the recorded questions are not connected, so we need to connect them. So under this video interview, we will choose these recorded interview questions. And here, those are the ones that I have pre-recorded, and they also appear here. So you can make sure that you chose the right project. And here you can see below the video also the response limit that you've set and the max attempt count. So how many times the candidate can re-record themselves. So sorry about that digression. Let's jump back to the message body. So when it comes to the invitation, again, we need to give more context. So we have this paragraph here saying that we have prepared 2 questions for you. The first in English. The first one is in English. The second one's in Estonian. Who's the person who has recorded them? And also, what are we assessing in this interview? So your presentation and self-expression skills and language skills as well. And also, very important, please send your answers within 5 business days. So give them a time frame as well. So this is the automation, and now we can just save the stage action. So whenever we drop a candidate here, they will get the invitation. And I will show you what the invitation looks like as well. So here it is. An email, exactly all the information that I just showed you. And now the link to answering, to start recording your answers appears here. And when I click on it, again, you're doing this all in one browser. You don't have to leave. It's all in one place. So it's very comfortable, convenient for the candidate as well. Now, this is the first landing page. Here for the introduction text, you can choose whether this is displayed in Estonian, English, or Lithuanian as well. And if you would prefer to record the answers with your phone, you can simply scan the QR code and the same thing will pop up on your phone, so you can continue on your phone if it has a better camera, for example. So if you click start, then if the candidate clicks start, then you'll see the list of the questions and also all the information that is required. And once they start viewing the question, they can take a look at it, watch it as many times as they wish, and then start recording their answer here. So as you can see, very easy, very intuitive, and everything is in one place. Now let's jump back to the project. And now once we've sent the invite to them, let's say they forget or they don't have the time, haven't had the time to send the responses, it's good to send them a reminder as well. So let's set up a reminder email. Again, automatically. So we click on 3 dots, set automatic stage action, and we send the video interview message. And here we can choose the title of the action, reminder. The trigger will be after some time in stage again. So once we ask them to send the responses within 5 business days, yes. But if they haven't sent them within 3, let's send them a new reminder. So let's set the trigger as 3 days. So once they've been in the same stage for 3 days, they will get a reminder. I have also, again, prepared a template for that message, but you can start writing it from scratch if you wish as well, and then save it as a template later. And also, let's add the video interview questions here as well to make sure that we have them. They're the correct ones. Good. And here, that's just a little reminder that the deadline for this stage is Sunday, November 5th, and we have another link for them to access the questions. And we save the stage action. Again, it appears here. Now, once the candidates have sent the responses, we want to move them to the next stage. So this is the stage where we have all the people who have sent their answers to our questions. And so that we wouldn't have to check whether they've sent the answers and then manually one by one drop them to the next stage, we will add an automation that will move them there once they have sent the responses. So again, we set an automatic stage action, and this time we will use the move to stage action. So this is the action name, move to next stage, nothing complicated here. The trigger will be automatic after receiving video interview response. So once we have received a response from a candidate, in 5 minutes, they will be moved to the next stage. Which stage, though? We have to choose the target stage here. And this will be, for us, the async video interview responses. And then we save the stage action, and we see that appear here. Now, let's say the candidate got the invitation, recorded their responses, sent them, and we see that they have sent them and they appear here in this stage. Now, we want to send them a confirmation saying that we received their responses, and also give them a time frame within when they will hear back from us. So for that, let's set up an automatic stage action again, and this time in a message form. So this will be a thank you message for us, for example. The trigger will be after time in stage. So after they have been in this stage for another 5 minutes, they will receive the confirmation letter or confirmation email. I keep saying letter, funny. Anyway, you can start it again from scratch if you wish, but I have prepared a template. Confirmation video responses received. So thank you. We have received your answers and give you feedback latest on the 15th of November. So you give a time frame and manage expectations of that candidate as well. And now we save the stage action. We have this message nicely here. And once we have received the responses, we would like the hiring manager to watch all those responses. So without them having to check back to the project to see if there are any new responses or videos, and without us having to ping the hiring manager every time something comes in, let's set up an automation where the hiring manager gets a notification email whenever somebody has sent in their answers. So again, we set another action, and that's the one ping user this time. Video responses received, for example. It can also be ping user, but the trigger will also be after receiving, after some time in stage. So once this candidate has been in that stage for a while, then the hiring manager will get a notification, for example, in 10 minutes. So here you can write a short message. So please check the video interview response, for example, and also the short message. And you have to make sure that you have added all the hiring managers to that project as well. So you can choose the member who you're going to ping. In this case, this is just me. I'm going to ping myself and save the stage action. So I will get a notification, email notification, when a new candidate has come in with their answers. Now we move to the next stage, where we're going to set up another automatic email. So let's say we have received the responses, we're going through them, and we have chosen the people to invite for a video call, for a live video call. We will work with them separately, but now let's focus on the ones that we are rejecting. So the rejected candidates will fall into this rejected stage, and we want to send them a rejection letter. So let's set that one up as well and look at a template that I have prepared for you. So we set up an action message. It's going to be rejection, asynchronous video interview. Now the trigger is going to be after time in stage again, once they have been in that stage for 15 minutes. And we'll choose a template this time as well. We have rejection here. So now, since the candidate has put more time in to that, to applying to that position, it's also good to provide more information in a rejection letter. It is hard, since there are a lot of candidates, it's hard to give personal feedback. However, it's just good to give a bigger overview of what the process was like, how many candidates we had. So here we first obviously thank them for an interest in that role, and also say how many applicants we received, how many candidates participated in the asynchronous video interview, and how many we selected to the next stage, so that they see that there were a lot of people who applied, and it also kind of justifies them the reason of the rejection as well. So there's more information, and also we invite them to apply again in the future. So there's more information, and hopefully the sad news isn't taken that hard, or it won't be that hard on them. Also, this is the part where you can ask the input for the CNPS score. So we also asked we asked them to give feedback and how likely they are to recommend this candidate experience to their friend, colleague, or an acquaintance. So this is this survey link here that you can add as well. And this is something you can, if you click under the text box here, you can add that link from there. And once you have sent that email, let's save the stage action here. This is what the email looks like as well. So you can see that after the message, this is where the candidate can give their feedback. Also, another thing that's important to mention when it comes to the rejection stage, once you drop a candidate there, I will show you, I will drop myself there. So these are all Teamdash team members there. So I will choose myself here. And also, when you reject a candidate, you can choose the dropout reason why you decided to reject them. We have some preset reasons, but you can also customize them for yourself and add your own. But you can also always skip that part. So this is good for statistics later, so you can see the reasons why candidates have dropped out or why you have rejected them. And that's how easy it is. So that's it. Basically, what we did was we recorded the asynchronous video interview questions in a separate tool and saved it, and then set up different automations. So the invitations to be sent to the candidates, also the reminder message, and then an automation that will take them to the next stage once they have sent their responses. And once they're in this stage where they have sent the responses, they will get an automatic email saying, thank you, we have received your answers. And then another automation that pings the hiring manager so that they can come in and take a look at those videos. And then once the candidates are rejected, there's an automatic rejection letter. And this is how easy it is. And I will also now switch back to the presentation and share some tips to keep in mind when it comes to setting up those this tool. Just a second, I'll see if you have any questions. Nope, that's good. Let's do a quick switch. Okay, we're back. So when it comes to setting up the async video interviews and sending the invitation, so it's important to add the clear call to action. So you have the link there, and also you give more information. What are we assessing? Why are we doing this? What are the questions like? Who is asking them? This is going to minimize the risk of candidates dropping out in that stage. Also, when it comes to the way you ask questions, again, we encourage you to use the video format, since the candidates are also replying as a video, so you will meet them at eye level. Set automatic reminders, which is something that we did. We set up a reminder after 3 days if they haven't sent their responses. Another feature that I didn't show you here is that what we also have is that you can send a text message, text reminder to their phone as well to check their email and send the responses. So that's another cool feature that we have. When it comes to the number of questions to ask, up to 4 is an optimal number, because it will take a lot of time for the candidate to prepare for answering those questions and doing that. So it's good to be mindful of that. And also, we all have to watch through all those answers. So it's good to keep it within 4 questions. And when it comes to questions, it's good to use the open-ended ones. So not do you have experience in this or that area, where they can answer just yes or no, rather than can you elaborate? Can you tell me more? Can you tell me about a time when? So it's more open, and they can elaborate and bring more examples and show more who they are. And it's good to set the response time as well mindfully. To see which, depending on the question, what is the optimal time they would need to give good answers. So these are just some of the things to keep in mind. Also, a few words about automations. So as you could see, like I already mentioned in the beginning as well, that it's very customizable. So you can choose all the automations that you wish. You can skip some of the ones that I showed you today. You can add more reminders. It's very flexible, and they're all in your disposition. And it's also worth spending time on the initial setup. It might take some time to get into that, but it will serve you in the long run. And also, if you struggle with that or it's a bit confusing, I totally understand. Even I also had a lot of questions when I got into it for the first time. This is totally fine. We have the coolest customer success team who can help you. So don't worry about that. And yeah, if you found this useful and you're interested in trying out our platform, please book a demo with us to learn more. And this is it for today, but we have other webinars and workshops going on. We also have the recordings of our previous webinars and workshops on our YouTube channel. But in a few weeks, we'll have a webinar about diversity in recruiting with some special guests. And also the next workshop will be all about scorecards and using candidate summaries to minimize bias. So a lot of automations and AI tools involved in there as well. So make sure to sign up and see you there. So thank you. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.